Follow-up. You have said in the past that the funding to ISIS, you thought the oil funding had perhaps been disrupted. Where are you seeing most of the funds for ISIS come from, and what is the strategy to disrupt that funding?
It's a great question. I think they certainly continue to get revenue from the oil industry, black market oil industry. We know we've had an impact on that. It's difficult to put a dollar figure on it exactly, but through hitting crude collection points, from hitting refineries, we know we've had an impact on them. But by and large, this is a group that gets the largest source of revenue comes from stolen assets, particularly banks. And one of the reasons why, there's lots of reasons why you see them try to occupy populated areas. Obviously, if you have this vision of being a caliphate, the idea of a caliphate is to govern, so that means you need population areas to govern. But they also seek those kinds of areas because that's where the money is, literally the cash. And so we see them as they move into, or they're not moving into too many towns these days, but as they were occupying ground, it was also to steal money, to actually rob banks, quite literally. And as their territory now is sort of static, actually it shrunk a bit, we're not seeing them able to do that as much. They aren't grabbing new cash hoards because they're not robbing banks. So nobody's saying that they're out of Schlitz right now. They still have resources at their disposal, but we know that they're feeling the pinch because they aren't able to grab new ground and therefore aren't able to rob new banks and steal more cash. So the largest, again, I don't want to beat this, but the largest source is stolen money, and in order to do that, you've got to capture new ground. They're not doing either right now.
Do you have any evidence that they're getting donations from Qatar, UAE, any?
Oh, sure. I won't get into the specific places that but they do get some donor contributions. But again, we don't assess that is a large percentage of their resource capability.